The Rambler Network.
Welcome to the Pacific Coast, where the vast and serene holds more secrets than you could ever imagine. From ghost ships adrift in the fog to unsolved disappearances, we explore the mysteries that lurk along the shore. Join us as we unravel the enigmas that are oddly Pacific. A house is sometimes a reflection of its owner, a glimpse into the soul of the person who built it, or in this case, kept building it, and never stopped. On the edge of San Jose, California, nestled among sleek tech headquarters and sun-drenched freeways, stands a mansion that defies reason, a place where staircases lead to ceilings, doors open into walls, and rooms multiply like thoughts in a haunted mind. It's a house people say was built by ghosts, but the truth is far stranger. This is the story of Sarah Winchester, a woman shrouded in rumor, haunted by grief, and misunderstood by almost everyone who ever spoke her name. Tonight, we walk the winding halls of the Winchester Mystery House, and the further we go, the harder it becomes to tell where the truth ends and the myth begins. Before she was a mystery, she was Sarah Lockwood Pardee. Born in 1839 in New Haven, Connecticut, Sarah was the daughter of a respected carriage manufacturer and known for her intelligence and fluency in multiple languages. She was a musician and socialite, and by all accounts, someone with a bright future. In 1862, she married William Wirt Winchester, the heir of the Winchester Repeating Arms Company, the same company that would revolutionize warfare with the invention of the repeating rifle. The Winchester rifle became known as the gun that won the West, though many others might argue that it was the gun that brought the West to its knees. But even a fortune built on firepower couldn't protect Sarah from what came next. In 1866, their infant daughter, Annie, died of a severe form of malnutrition. The loss devastated Sarah. She reportedly never recovered from it. Then, in 1881, William died of tuberculosis. Just like that, Sarah was alone, a widow, a mother with no child, an heiress to an empire of blood-stained steel. She inherited over $20 million, hundreds of millions in today's money, and a nearly 50% stake in the Winchester Company, giving her a daily income equivalent of $1,000 a day. That much money can build you anything. Sarah chose to build a maze. In 1884, Sarah moved across the country and purchased an unfinished farmhouse in the Santa Clara Valley. What followed was nothing short of obsession. She hired crews to build, remodel, tear down, and rebuild again and again, around the clock, for 38 years. There was no master plan, no architect, just constant, disorienting expansion. Today, the house stands at over 160 rooms, stairs that ascend into nowhere, skylights built into floors, cabinets that open into brick walls, a seance room with only one entrance and 3 exits. It's this architectural chaos that gave rise to the legend that a psychic once told Sarah that she was cursed, that the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles would torment her unless she kept building, and that if she ever stopped, she would die. It's a compelling story, but it doesn't appear to be true. There's no surviving evidence that any psychic ever told her this, not in her lifetime, not in her letters, and not in contemporary news reports. The earliest known telling of that legend didn't surface until long after her death in 1922. So why did she build the way she did? Was it grief? Isolation? A way to keep her mind busy? To channel pain into endless blueprints? We may never know. But for Sarah, silence was a way of life. She rarely spoke in public, never defended herself in the press. And as the newspapers began calling her eccentric, delusional, even insane, she never once offered a rebuttal. She just kept building. At 5:12 a.m. on April 18th, 1906, the ground beneath San Jose tore open. The great earthquake and fires that ravaged San Francisco also devastated the Winchester estate. The 7-story tower collapsed. Parts of the house were sealed off. Sarah herself wasn't in the house at the time of the earthquake, and there were no injuries. Many believe this was the moment Sarah stopped using the front part of the house, leaving it boarded up as a kind of architectural graveyard. She focused her attention instead on other wings, continuing construction in strange new directions. But even as the world changed, even as the 20th century surged forward, Sarah remained behind high hedges and locked doors, building her silent empire. And unbeknownst to the public, she was doing more than just building. Despite the ridicule, despite the rumors, Sarah Winchester gave, quietly and anonymously, often without credit. We still don't know the full extent of her philanthropy, but hospital records, university archives, and local churches suggest she donated vast sums to support the education of black students, the treatment of the sick, and the relief of the poor. She may have helped fund entire community projects under aliases or through intermediaries. She didn't ask for headlines. She didn't need her name on a plaque. It's possible we'll never uncover just how many lives she touched. She was born into a world that didn't know what to make of a rich, grieving, fiercely private widow who didn't play by the rules. So it made her into a ghost story. On September 5th, 1922, Sarah Winchester died in her sleep at the age of 83. Construction on the house stopped immediately. Carpenters laid down their tools. Sawdust settled in the air like falling ash, and the last nail was driven without ceremony. Today, the Winchester Mystery House is a tourist attraction, a museum, a backdrop for horror films and ghost tours. But behind the gimmicks and the gift shop, there is still something sacred here. Not because it's haunted by spirits, but because it's haunted by her. Her silence echoes in every empty hallway. Her strength, misunderstood, misinterpreted, still stands. They called her mad, but she was simply mourning, and instead of crumbling under that weight, she built. We like our stories simple, hero or villain, haunted or hoax, but some stories, like some houses, resist neat conclusions. Sarah Winchester didn't just build a mystery, she became one. And perhaps that's the real story worth telling, because sometimes the strangest thing of all is the truth, especially when the truth is oddly Pacific. If you have any theories or thoughts on this or any other story I cover, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out on social media at Rambler Network on Instagram and X, or visit ramblernetwork.com. Intro and outro music is Oceanus by Flat Sound Works from pixabay.com.
The Rambler Network.